loved cake. Every day, Dad would bring a small slice home for me after work. Mom, on the other hand, bought a brand new stand mixer, baking pans, a whole arsenal of tools, and patiently taught herself how to bake for me. I used to think I was the luckiest girl in the world. Then came the day my parents got divorced, and the woman who came to pick up my father was the owner of the bakery. My mother's head snapped toward me, her eyes bloodshot. "This is your fault. If you hadn't been so obsessed with that damn cake, your father never would have met her." She held out her hands, the backs of them a roadmap of pale, puckered scars from the oven racks. Her voice was a hysterical shriek. "I burned these hands for you, trying to make you happy, but it was never good enough, was it? You both just had to have what was out there." The metal edge of a baking sheet slammed into my back. I bit my lip to keep from crying out, the coppery taste of blood filling my mouth. That night, Mom brought another little girl home. Ignoring the throbbing pain in my back, I knelt on the floor and begged for my mother's forgiveness. "Mommy, I'm sorry. Please don't send me away. I'll never eat cake again, I promise." She slapped me, once, twice, 3 times across the face. Still not satisfied, she dragged me to the kitchen and shoved me into our large walk-in oven. "Don't you call me that. I'm not your mother. You love cake so much? Then you can stay in here and think about what you've done. You and your worthless, cheating father both deserve to die." The heavy door slammed shut. A moment later, the little girl skipped into the kitchen. She peered through the glass, a triumphant little smirk on her face, and her small finger confidently pressed the on button. "From now on," she chirped, "your mommy is my mommy." The oven hummed to life, a low, predatory sound. The air began to shimmer with heat, and I smiled. Maybe this was for the best. Maybe now, Mom could finally be happy. Inside the oven, heat pressed in from all sides. The metal walls glowed with it, searing like a fire. I pounded on the thick glass door, my palms turning a painful, angry red. "Mommy! Lily knows she was wrong. Help me. I'm so hot. I want to get out." Sobbing, I stumbled, and my arm brushed against the interior wall. A white-hot lance of pain made me snatch it back. Molly pressed her face close to the glass, her expression smug. "You were always bragging at school about your perfect mommy. Well, look now. Your mommy doesn't want you anymore. She's only going to buy dresses for me from now on. She's only going to love me." "No, mommy is mine." I cried until my throat was raw and my voice was just a rasp. Sweat and tears hit the hot floor of the oven, vanishing instantly with a sharp hiss. Molly watched me, a delighted smile spreading across her face before she turned and ran out of the kitchen. I could hear her voice from the living room. "Mommy, Lily is saying bad things about you in the oven. She said if you don't let her out right now, she's going to find the bakery lady and make her new mommy." "No, Lily didn't say that. Mommy, please don't believe her." But a second later, I heard my mother's voice, sharp with rage. "She can stay in there as long as she wants. God, she's so spoiled. Come on, Molly. Mommy will take you to buy a new dress." Slam. The front door closed, leaving only the low hum of the oven. It was so hot. Everything was hot. So hot that my hands and feet felt like they were on fire. The little gold heart charm on the bracelet Mom and Dad gave me for my first birthday was starting to burn my wrist. Mom said if I wore it, I would always be safe and sound. It was too hot. I wanted to take it off, but my fingers froze. I couldn't. It was my fault Mom and Dad were apart. If I took off their gift, Mom would be even sadder. I curled into a ball, my head spinning. "Mommy, why aren't you coming to save me? Mommy, do you really not want Lily anymore? I miss you so much." I clenched my body tight, the world fading into a dark, roaring haze. "Mommy, Lily will be a good girl from now on." When I opened my eyes again, I was floating, weightless, in the living room. From the kitchen, the big oven was silent. The glass door was smudged with dirty little handprints. I drifted closer and peered inside. There was a small, dark shape curled up on the rack. Was that me? Just then, Molly's excited voice came from my bedroom. "Mommy, is this pretty room going to be mine now? And all the little dresses in the closet, can I wear them?" My mother glanced instinctively toward the kitchen, her brow furrowing for a split second. But just as quickly, the moment passed. She turned back to Molly, her face arranged into the same gentle smile she used to give me. "Of course, sweetheart. Everything in this house is yours now. Anything you want, you just tell Mommy." Molly's face lit up with the pure, unadulterated triumph of a victor. It was quickly replaced by a mask of concern. "But what about Lily? Won't she be mad?" The smile on my mother's face froze, then curdled into disgust. She snorted. "What right does she have to be mad? Staying in there this long, she's just learned how to throw a tantrum. Are you hungry, Molly? Mommy bought you something good to eat." Mom led Molly to the dining table, laughing and talking as they sat down. All the while, no one went to the kitchen. No one opened the oven door to take a look. The table was covered with steaming containers of pasta and garlic bread, but my gaze was pulled, irresistibly, to a small strawberry cupcake sitting at the corner of the table. A strawberry cupcake? My favorite? Mom used to always buy them for me. A tiny, fragile flicker of hope ignited inside me. Did Mom buy that for me? Maybe she wasn't angry anymore. Just then, Molly, after taking a large bite of pasta, noticed the cupcake too. She immediately started whining, tugging on my mother's arm. "Mommy, Molly wants that strawberry cupcake too." My mother's hand froze midair. Her voice was stiff, laced with some kind of internal struggle. "That cupcake is..." Her words trailed off, as if a hand were squeezing her throat. She closed her eyes and took a deep, shaky breath. When she opened them again, she forced a tired smile. "Okay, Mommy will open it for you." Molly let out a cheer of victory, and I, standing in the empty space between worlds, felt a sharp, acidic pain where my heart used to be. This agony was 1,000 times worse than being burned alive in the oven. "Mommy, you said it was because I was greedy, because I loved cake so much that you lost Dad. Then why? Why would you buy a cupcake for her?" Molly ate the cupcake, her face a picture of contentment. She saw Mom staring off in the direction of the kitchen, lost in thought, and put on a show of being a good, thoughtful child. "Mommy, should we go ask Lily to come out and eat? She's probably hungry too." The words were like a needle, popping the fragile bubble of my mother's composure. Her gaze snapped back, her voice suddenly shrill. "Forget about her. She'll come out when she's hungry. Does she think she's a queen who needs a special invitation?" The more she spoke, the more agitated she became. her voice rising as she turned to scream at the kitchen door. You ungrateful brat! Are you playing dead in there? You're just as good at playing games as your worthless father. Why don't you just stay in there forever? Don't expect me to come begging for you to come out. Why don't you and your father just go die? But mommy, I'm already dead. My mother's emotions completely shattered. After her screaming fit, her body was still trembling violently. She lost her balance, swayed backward, and fell to the floor in a dead faint. I rushed forward in a panic, trying to catch her, but my hands passed right through her body. I could only watch, helpless, as she lay there, unconscious. Lily really is a bad girl. When I was alive, I made mommy miserable. Now that I'm dead, I still make her sad. The sudden turn of events startled Molly too. She stared for a moment, then scrambled to grab the phone and dial 911. The paramedics arrived quickly and carried my unconscious mother away on a stretcher. The house fell silent. My gaze landed on the dining table again. Half of the strawberry cupcake was left, sitting alone on its paper plate. The bright, sweet red of the strawberry frosting looked like a single, perfect drop of blood that had hardened on the plate. I felt a phantom urge to gag. I will never eat cake again. I'm sorry, Mommy. When my grandma heard that Mom had collapsed, she rushed over to take care of her. After Mom came home from the hospital, she would walk past the kitchen door countless times, but she never once pushed it open. She wouldn't let anyone else go near it either. Seeing my mother in this state, Grandma tried to gently persuade her. Sarah, honey, let the child out. What happened between you and Mark? You can't put all the blame on a little girl. Grandma softly rubbed my mother's back. She's still so young. Don't let her get sick in there. Mom stood frozen, her body as rigid as a statue. She stared at the kitchen door, her lips pressed into a thin, white line. I knew she was still angry with me. But Mommy, Lily is already dead. A dead little girl can't open the oven door and say she's sorry. Seeing my mother was unmoved, Grandma let out a deep sigh. She reached out, her hand closing over the kitchen doorknob, and spoke softly to the room inside. Lily, Grandma's sweet girl, come on out now. Don't be afraid. Grandma's here. The only reply was a dead, suffocating silence. Grandma frowned and slowly turned the knob. The door opened a crack. An indescribable smell instantly snaked out from the opening. It was the smell of me, after being cooked at a high temperature for hours, then left to rot in a sealed space. The color drained from Grandma's face. My mother, her face still flushed with anger at Grandma for daring to open the door, rushed over. Mom, don't bother with her. I want to see how long she can— Her voice cut off abruptly.